And let's move straight to our final conversation. While Nigerians are still grappling with the increase in data subscription, there are reports of a possible electricity tariff hike. As such, the Nigerian Labour Congress NLC has vowed to mobilize workers and citizens for a nationwide protest if the federal government proceeds with the proposed electricity tariff hike. The NLC described the plan as economic violence against the working class. The union accused the Ministry of Power and the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NERC, of attempting to force consumers into higher tariff bands under the pretext of service improvement. GKB, I'll come to you here. Past protests by the NLC did not bring about a reduction in the electricity tariff. But what makes this situation different, and how does the NLC plan to ensure that the government listens this time?
Well, there have been proposals in the past that were brought down, not to the original level. But sometimes they are going to do it like, let's say 200 naira, at the end of the day it to be 50 naira.
Okay.
So it's been done before, not necessarily by NLC, but by Nigerians and people like those of us on this program.
Okay.
Are going to have their way to do that. As a person, I find it extremely difficult to decide that something as important, something as strategic as power,
Exactly.
we are treating it as a commercial entity. I may be wrong, but I don't think there's any country in the world who does that.
That will joke with energy.
That takes energy or something else. So, because it's security. In some countries, you can go to, even in Nigeria, people have gone to jail for tampering with the national grid. You know, under Babangida. People who are sentenced to jail as treason.
It's economic sabotage.
Yeah, so
No, they are not even permitted
to even do that.
to go on any strike. The kind of work they are under essential services. It's just like soldiers or policemen.
Exactly.
So there must be a middle ground between the need for us to recoup our money in the power sector and to protect our people from becoming impoverished by these things that happen every day. Because it is not fair, really, to keep paying this money, not getting the services is one thing. Now, you have no choice. The affordability is very low.
Okay.
In my estate, used to be on Band A. A lot of retired people live in that estate. So they have to go to this, and then they have to bring us down
To Band
to Band B. But even with that, the money we are paying under Band A never wavered for the day. Only maybe about 2 naira, 3 naira, but still the same amount for less. And these are mostly retirees, people in their 60s that are living in these estates. What do you want them to do? Their pension cannot even buy food. Not to talk of buying
paying for electricity.
There must be a middle ground. I know the minister
There must
very
be a
well.
middle ground.
There must be a middle ground for the government trying to recoup the money or bring investors to the.
But with what NLC plans to do now, you think the government will listen?
That's what I started with. I said usually something will give.
Something will give.
But it will not be at the level that we want. Ultimately, let's say we start with 10 naira and they are going to 20.
Okay.
After all the noise, everybody makes the noise to come down to 15. But there have been an increment. And that to me is the key.
Mikio, your thoughts here?
I support NLC because at the end of the day, whether we like it or not, they are the spokespersons for the ordinary Nigerians. NLC does not fight for workers alone. It fights for the masses, and that's why a very good leadership of NLC is beneficial to the majority of our people. Nigerians are grappling with a lot. Thank God food prices are going down now, but Nigerians deserve much more than that as a form of breather. They are still grappling with the
data,
the hike in
telecom
tariff. We want to see what was agreed implemented. Now we are hearing that they want to reclassify electricity consumers, bring some of them down to Band B and other. What NLC is saying is, no, we reject this sham reclassification by the Regulatory Commission because they believe that it will lead Nigerians to pay more for electricity. More, where people are paying more for poor services. The other day, the minister was boasting that people no longer buy fuel.
Yes, I was surprised at that statement.
Come to my house and see how much I buy fuel.
I was surprised.
Nobody can come to my house and say we don't buy fuel, or even the area where I live.
Absolutely.
Since I don't have the money to live in VGC and all of these highbrow, my own little closet, we buy petrol. Stop saying that people have stopped buying. That is a lie from the pit of hell. We are still buying. We are buying so much. There are days when, like 3 days on the bounce, you may not even have lights. There are many Nigerians who are grappling with that.
True.
So even the value for money is not there. That is why these complaints are rampant. And when, after the removal of subsidy, prices of so many things have gone up.
True.
There is a need for government to begin to allow Nigerians recover from petrol subsidy removal and the associated
fallouts.
Yes. Now, if we've increased electricity tariff and we are trying to do it in another guise, I don't think that's what Nigerians want to see. And the government has to be careful. Because, yes, some of the changes that the government has introduced are necessary. I said at that time that we needed this subsidy to go. But I do not think that we need a fresh increase in electricity tariff. You've got to give Nigerians that breathing space to at least recover from some of the
fallouts
of the subsidy removal. And so hike in electricity tariff, not now.
So
the telecommunications tariff, I'm happy that government has agreed that, okay, let's reduce it from
50%?
From 50% to 30, is it 35 or what?
31.5.
So
okay,
at least they've slashed it. But let's not move from there to say, okay, electricity tariff. No, because even we are not getting value for money. People are complaining whether it's Band-Aid. There are some people, they put them on Band-Aid, they don't. It depends on where you are resident. I see people sometimes talking like illiterates. We now have, there is improvement in electricity. How do you measure improvement in electricity? You start from the generating capacity.
Okay.
What is generated? You move from what is generated to what is willed
okay.
by
Transmission.
the transmission company. And what have the discourse taken in? Because discourse are notorious for even rejecting power pushed to them. If, for example, you push power to them and they are supposed to supply, they will not supply areas where they know they are not likely to collect money.
Sure.
Especially where the poor people stay. Some of them is with dagger and everything that they will fight you. If you climb that pole, you climb that NEPA pole, they will be waiting for you with their cutlasses.
I remember a joke.
Cut that light, let me see. So in such places, if they are not sure,
True.
they won't bother to give you light. And where energy theft is recurrent, for example, because Nigerians do a lot of energy theft, but we hardly talk about it.
Sure.
We abuse discourse, we abuse Gencos.
But we don't
people
talk
steal
about
energy
exactly.
a lot. So where they know too that energy theft is rampant, they may not give them. So these things happen. But by and large, we don't get as much value for money as we should get. And so if you talk about increasing tariff again.
It's
It's against the grain. It's not something that people will be happy
All right,
to hear.
gentlemen. All right, gentlemen. It's a fine place for us to live. GKB, appreciate you as always. Thank you so much.